Rouen and the Tour de France. 7 anecdotes. A Norman first time. In 1995, the professional cyclist Bruno Thibaut will enter the history of the Tour de France in a symbolic way. During a stage linking Alençon to the city of Le Havre, this Normand cyclist will cross alone in the lead the brand new Normandy Bridge, which is hosting its first cycling race that year. Inaugurated in January 1995, this bridge, when it was commissioned, was the largest cable-stayed bridge in the world, with its 856 meters central span. It was therefore quite a symbol that a Norman cyclist was the first to ride on this bridge. Philippe Bouvatier and the direction error. The talented rider from Rouen has won numerous amateur titles and notably participated in the Los Angeles Olympic Games in 1984. 4 years later, he believes he has his very first stage victory in the Tour de France. Alone in the lead in the final climb between Blagnac and Guzet-Neige, victory beckoned to him when he was the victim of a direction error 200 meters from the finish on the part of an organizer. When he crossed the finish line, after finally finding his way, 2 runners passed him in front. He was declared the moral winner of the stage, a very small consolation for someone who will never raise his arms on the tour despite 4 participations. Jacques Anquetil, the Norman champion. Jacques Anquetil is undoubtedly the most emblematic Norman cyclist in the history of French cycling. Nicknamed Maître Jacques, he left his mark on cycling history in the 1960s. Taking part in the Tour 8 times, he is the first rider in history to win the event 5 times. First winner in 1957 for his first participation, he added 4 titles in a row to his record between 1961 and 1964, achieving the feat of wearing the yellow jersey for the entire edition in 1961. His historic rivalry with Raymond Poulidor has finished classifying him as a legend of his sport. Jean Jourdain, a Breton in Normandy. Jean Jourdain, born in 1942 in Saint-Brieuc in Brittany, is a Breton licensed to the club of Sotteville-les-Rouen, a town neighboring Rouen. It is within this club that he demonstrates undeniable talent. He won numerous races before becoming amateur world champion in 1961. His career was then hampered by pleurisy, which did not, however, prevent him from participating in the Tour de France in 1968 and 1969. During the Dauphiné Criterium liberated in 1971, he tested positive for ephedrine. He is downgraded and suspended for a month. In 1972, Jourdain abandoned competition following a fall in the first stage of the Dauphiné Criterium. After his cycling career, he remained in the world of cycling by opening a cycle store in Pont-Audemer before settling on the Côte d'Azur. Paul Duboc, victim of poisoning. Paul Duboc could have made Tour de France history by becoming the first Norman winner of this legendary race. Unfortunately, a cheating competition will prevent him from winning this title. In 1911, Paul Duboc participated in his 3rd Tour de France. He is 2nd in the general classification at the start of the main and decisive stage between Luchon and Bayonne. In the Col de l'Aubisque, he outdistanced his direct competitors for the final victory and went to collect the yellow jersey. It was then that he suffered terrible vomiting, which forced him to dismount. He barely completed the stage, several hours behind the winner. Later we learned that he was the victim of poisoning after drinking from a can handed out by a spectator at the side of the road. He finished 2nd in the Tour that year. The incredible misadventure of Paul Poulenc. Paul Poulenc is an amateur cyclist from Normandy who is part of the Vélos Club of Rouen and who has decided to live his dream. In 1957, he turned professional with the sole aim of participating in the Tour de France, and took the start of the biggest cycling race in the world. During the stage between Caen and Rouen, the Norman stopped at a bar near Elbeuf to hydrate, a common practice at that time. In the company of other runners, he goes down to the bar's cellar to look for bottles, but the manager, not having seen the runners enter, closes the trap door on them. The unfortunate people will remain stuck for several minutes before the boss realizes his blunder. Focus on 4 cyclists from Rouen. Roger Kunio is from Rouen, born in 1923, with an atypical sporting background. Indeed, Roger Kunio began a football career at Rouen soccer team before taking up cycling. Following this unexpected reconversion, he participated in 2 Tours de France in 1950 and 1951, without, however, managing to reach Paris. He was also a middle-distance track runner, a discipline in which he was notably French and European champion in 1953 and 1954. Alexis Goujard from Rouen is a professional cyclist born in 1950-1993. Qualified as an endurance rider, he showed his full potential during his stage victory at the Tour of Spain in 2015. He participated in 3 Tour de France with the AG2R teams in 2016 and 2017 and B&B Hotel in 2022 before joining the Cofidis team in 2023. He ends his professional career at the end of the 2024 season. Mathis Louvel and Hugo Tumir, born respectively in 1999 in Mont-Saint-Aignan and in 2001 in Rouen, are among the Norman hopefuls dedicated to a great career in the world of cycling. They both went through the Vélo Club of Catenay. The first one experienced 2 Tours de France with the French team Arkea Samsic before missing the 2024 edition due to a knee injury. He hopes to participate in the 2025 Tour with his new team, Israel Premier Tech. Hugo Tumir, for his part, posted excellent results in junior races and signed his first professional contract with the French team Cofidis in 2022. He participated in the Tour of Italy in 2023 and had high hopes of participation at the 2025 Tour de France.